The gameplay and the combat in Deus Ex Human Revolution takes off from the combat of the original game and improves on it in huge ways in every sort of modern way, and even adds some new touches that are extremely welcome and make the game's combat fun. And then at the same time, it maintains all the fun exploration that made the original game so much fun for me and a lot of other people.
Your playstyle will usually be adaptive.
A lot of stealth games don't do that. They can't because the focus is on stealth, so you have to sneak around. But in this game, it's definitely adaptive. There's a ton of improvements over the previous game.
I was just really enjoying the maps, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the
Yeah,
environments,
the new level
taking my
design.
time to look at everything. As I mentioned previously, level design is a crucially important and underrated aspect of game design.
The combat in the first game was, kind of clunky, especially at the beginning. But in this, it's excellent.
The melee takedowns, they use up your battery power, which you don't want to use too much of, but at the same time, they're so much fun. I went ahead and I wasted a lot of energy doing them when I could have simply shot people.
The batteries don't recharge. They only recharges your very first battery and does it very slowly. But I kind of wish there was at least an upgrade that would let you recharge more than the first battery. But that's a really minor point, and it didn't even come close to breaking the game for me. It really doesn't even matter to me, in fact.
It's probably more important for you to manage your battery power by making better choices about how you're going to use it.
It might be the biggest drawback of the game, though, but it's still, not even close to ruining the game. There's other things that are sort of like nitpicks.
Sometimes, occasionally, you would end up with a few minor problems trying to get in and out of cover, peeking around cover, going from first person to third person. Sometimes it'll cause trouble. Sometimes the enemies will spot you after you enter or exit cover, but again, it's very infrequent. It almost never happens, and it never really prevents you from enjoying the game. If you ever do really get caught in stealth, they do give you enough ability in combat.
If you screw up in the combat, you can try and hide and get away.
The hacking system in this game, compared to Deus Ex 1, is actually a lot more in-depth. In Deus Ex 1, it was literally just a button. You simply pressed the hack button, or you used a password.
The action, the gunplay, the fighting in this game is massively improved in every way that I think all the fans wanted.
Basically, I would say this is a better game than Deus Ex 1.
I think so too, actually. In a way that might be like sacrilege, and people are going to be like, oh, you can't say anything's better than Deus Ex 1.
It brings Deus Ex 1 into the modern era and improves
the
on
gameplay,
everything.
the style. It fixes a lot of the previous problems that Deus Ex 1 had, and it's a complex game too. There's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of thinking, trying to think your way through things.
There is a lot of choice in this game too, a lot more than I was expecting. In our test of time review for Deus Ex 1, I mentioned how very ridiculous and goofy the story is, and I also specifically made the comment that I wanted the story in this game to focus more on the mystery aspect and things like that, and stay away from the Illuminati. They ended up doing exactly what I wanted them to do. They keep the story much more personal. It's the story of Adam Jensen and the mystery plot surrounding who attacked Seraph Industries.
And on a lot of these global corporations that are dealing with augmentations and sort of the theme of human augmentation. The characters are all very well written too, and they all are well handled throughout the entire story.
Some people say that the ending of the game, the last mission of
the
game...
Very few people.
A tiny, insignificant minority of the people who have played the final mission in Deus Ex Human Revolution see the final mission as being... What did they fucking say about it?
They said that it falls apart or something. Some stupid shit like that.
Basically, it's a completely invalid criticism about the final mission of the game. I won't spoil it. I'll just say that it changes the pace of the game, but still keeps a lot of the tone. It keeps the gameplay aspects. It actually adds another element of atmosphere, a creepy and extremely engaging atmosphere that you don't get in the rest of the game. The final verdict for Deus Ex Human Revolutions is positive. Very,
This
very
this is
positive.
actually one of my new all-time favorite games. This is a fantastic game, a very worthy successor to the original Deus Ex, and I think that this should call for another sequel. In fact, in a way, it should call for a sort of reboot. They should redo Deus Ex 1 with this kind of tone and story, I think.
Pink motherfucker.